Today we take a look at a very influential video game programmer and a new game from Atari age. Hey, I am the Game Collector, and this is Second Opinion Games, and today I do the review of Revenge of the Mutant Camels and Lamatron 2112 for the Atari Jaguar.
Second Opinion Games.
So this here is my copy of Revenge of the Mutant Camels and Lamatron 2112. It's in a pretty neat box made from Atari age, and Jeff Minter made it. It's a pretty cool stylized box. It doesn't look and feel exactly like an original Jaguar box because it's a little bit sleeker, and it doesn't really have any graphics on the back or anything, or multiple languages. However, the insert here is exactly the same as we're kind of used to, and that's all that's in that box. And there's the instruction manual, which is fully colorized, and is pretty neat, and pretty good read. We're going to read from that maybe a little later. As you can see, it goes upside down halfway through. And we have a poster, and Revenge of the Mutant Camels, and I believe it's a dual-size poster as well. Okay, so the game, we'll take a quick look at it. There's a cool sticker on the back for Jaguar, yeah. And that's it. That's the game. Okay, thanks. Before we talk about these video games, first we should talk about Jeff Minter just a little bit. He is a very animal-loving kind of guy, and he calls himself the Yak. Back in the early days of video games, you only had 3 letters to figure out what to call yourself. You could either be lame and put in your initials, or you could come up with a little bit of a nickname for yourself. He kind of sees himself as a yak because a yak is a scruffy, hairy beast, a lot like me, end quote. So this guy, he's a little strange, as you can see, and he really loves sheep and yaks and llamas and all these other animals. And this love really shows in his video games today. He even created his own video game company called Llamasoft. And in case you don't know some of the awesome video games he's made, well, take a look at Tempest 2000 on the Jag or Defender 2000. Also, there's lots of games on your handheld computing device, also called your telephone, that you could download that he still makes, and is currently working on a new game on the Xbox One and the PS4, basically Tempest 4000, and it does look amazing. Now that that's out of the way, let's take a look at the games. Revenge of the Mutant Camels is the game we're going to start off with, and this is the sequel to Attack of the Mutant Camels, which was basically on the Atari 2600 and kind of like Empire Strikes Back, only you play as the walkers in shooting down the ships. Fast forward a few years, and he comes up with a sequel and releases it on the Amiga, the Atari ST, and the Commodore 64. The game plays pretty good. You're this walking camel, and you can jump or crouch. If you hold down the B button, then it kind of locks you into place. You won't be jumping or crouching. But you can point your pointer in any direction without having to worry about jumping into enemy fire and shoot down everything in sight. The firing takes place automatically here, so you're not going to blister your thumb by continuously having to press it. Thank you, Jeff, for that. Now, the overall aesthetic of this game is a little weird because you are a camel. Just walk from left to right and can shoot down everything in sight and complete the level. There are 42 levels in this game, and if you clear them all, well, it just restarts. But this time the difficulty is turned up 1 level. Also, you can play 1 or 2 player. Don't have a second person to play with? Well, the computer can assist you in this as a weird little goat creature. And the game is a lot easier with 2 players or the computer assists, so if you want to clear all the levels in this game, then definitely have the computer help you out. Power-ups are everywhere here, but keep in mind some of them are also there to trip you up as well. One of the power-ups just kills you instantly, and there's another one that reverses your controls, which is super, super annoying. Yet another one is a cigarette. Yes, I said a cigarette, which makes your camel float very, very high and slowly. Matter of fact, I'm starting to wonder if this really is a cigarette, because later on in the game, you fight some enemies that also look similar to a cigarette, but I don't know what Jeff's up to here. Also, when you clear a checkpoint with 2-player or with the computer assist, you see something extra weird. I also don't know what Jeff's trying to say here. That's a little disturbing, guys. Now, this game plays really good and has lots of fun. However, the big drawback is that there's no pause button. So if you're in a marathon of this game, well, you're just going to have to hold it or pee in a Mountain Dew bottle next to you. Gameplay here is a bit sluggish, but still very fun. It's kind of like Moon Patrol mixed with a whole bunch of LSD. The main draw here is to see what type of crazy things Jeff Minter can throw at us next, and he doesn't let us down. If this game was alone by itself on the card, I would probably say just stay away from it. It's not worth the $70. But it's not. As a good add-in game, this is perfect and a great palate cleansing, and I do like getting the high score. I really don't like the fact that there's no pause button, but I don't care. It's, to me, an add-on title on this game pack. Now on to Lamatron 2112, which at first glance plays just like Robotron. And that's the game that really inspired it, so that's really not very surprising. There is 100 levels here, and on level 99, you get to fight the boss. On level 100, it's what's called Herd Heaven, which I'm kind of scared to get to because I kind of picture it as a bunch of sheep in little schoolgirl outfits. That crazy Jeff Minter. And in case you think, I'm putting all this in my own head, and he's really not like that, I'm just going to read a little bit from the manual. Do collect your beasties. It is a good way. It's good for you to score. Increases the chances of invincibility, love hearts, warps, and 3-ways. And gives you a brief period of hot bullets, which can be seriously useful, especially when screaming Mandies are concerned. Okay, that all sounds pretty weird. On top of it, this time you do have a pause, and sometimes there'll be a cup of coffee up on the screen. Obviously, this is a nod to the hot coffee controversy that took place in Grand Theft Auto. And then sometimes later, I'll hit the pause button, and you'll see a cigarette. Of course, after all that hot coffee, Jeff, you might need a little bit of a cigarette. All kidding aside, this game is actually a lot of fun. I love flying through these levels. Sometimes you're on a winning streak, destroying the screens time and time again, and sometimes you'll go on a dying streak and just can't seem to get a single shot off. This has some very addictive gameplay. Whether or not you're playing with a friend or the computer, it doesn't matter. You are definitely going to have fun with this one, and it is totally worth the price of admission here. Sometimes the enemies do get a little confusing though. Like cherries, you normally think you should be able to pick them up, only this time you'll die if you do. The power-ups being the 3-way shot and some love hearts that make all the animals on screen run towards you because they love you now too is a little weird, but when you do collect them, you'll get some extra lives and points. Both games save your high scores. However, they don't distinguish the difference between playing alone or with the computer-assisted AI. So you might want to keep a book off to the side, just sort of noting which ones are your best solo runs. Both these games together are a complete package. They give you a deep look into the psyche of Jeff Minter and his awesome abilities to program great games. And together they are very much a complete package. Thank you very much, Atari Age, for bringing this to us, and we'll look forward to seeing what other games you have to bring us in the future. I personally love these games and think that they're worth every penny, but that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I cannot wait to see the comments down below. Also, the first Wednesday of every month, I'm going to be bringing you a new Atari Jaguar video, and very soon I'm going to be digging deep into the 3DO library to bring you some reviews there. So until later, I'll see you again, guys.